4. This is actually Miss Whelan's classroom we borrowed for this, so this is Argentina class. There are some of us on the board here. So I'm Miss Cashmore, we've got Mrs. Music here, and Miss Whelan at the back waving at everyone through the camera. And then at the bottom, these are some of the adults that help us in Year 4. So we've got Mrs. Hiley, who's our learning support system across the whole of Year 4, so she's in between all of the classes. Mrs. Holcoop, who is mostly in Argentina, Mrs. Hammond, who is mostly in Chile class, and Miss Alexis, who's mostly in Brazil. So you might recognise, children definitely recognise those faces, but you might recognise some of us from around. Hi, Mrs. Hammond. So in Year 4, we start our term, the autumn term, with the Romans. We've already made a start on this, so children should be nodding. Yes, the Romans. Done lots of the Romans. We've done some this afternoon. Hello. So we start by looking at Roman Britain, and there might be some trips coming up this year which hopefully will happen. It's all a little bit depending on things. We don't want to make things difficult for families. We know that the current climate is great at the moment to ask you to pay for things. So we are kind of seeing how things go, but we'll obviously let you know well in advance if there's going to be any trips coming up. So we started the Romans and the children seem to be enjoying it. Are we enjoying it?
Yeah.
Yes, good. Okay. We did. We started with a dig
exciting.
outside. We've done lots of things. We've been looking at different artefacts from museums, and they're really getting hands-on with it, which they've really enjoyed so far. Science. You might have heard some lovely things about science at home. I don't know.
Messy, wasn't it?
A little bit messy. We started by looking at their teeth. And then we're carrying on now with the whole digestive system, which was if you heard about bananas and crackers yesterday, that was yesterday's experiment, which I think the children really enjoyed. Did we enjoy it?
No.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah, we had a few children telling us they felt so sick from it, but I think they were okay. So yeah, we're learning all about the digestive system. Hello. In science. In art, we're going to do some ceramics, and Mrs. Hatchett's going to help us with some art. She's our art specialist, so she's going to help us. We're going to be making some Roman pots over the next few weeks, so some clay pots before half term. Computing is all about digital literacy, so being safe online, understanding online safety before we let them loose on iPads and laptops and things, just reminding them all about safety online. And then in PE we have got handball on Wednesdays now. So at the beginning of the term, PE was on Tuesdays. That's had to just swap with another year group just for logistical reasons. So we're now Wednesday PE sessions. But it's really helpful if children can have their PE kit in all the time, because sometimes timetables don't really work out, or things swap around, or it might be really rainy one day, really lovely another day. So they've got PE kits in the whole time. That's really helpful. So yeah, normally Wednesday afternoons we're doing handball, and then Thursday mornings, Chile and Argentina have been swimming. Who's in Chile and Argentina in here? No one been swimming? Yeah, some hands up for swimming this morning. While Brazil have been doing some dance things. And then we swap over each half term. So your children get 2 terms of swimming. So in the spring term, it'll be another 2 of the classes, and then the summer term, another 2. So they get 2 terms of swimming and 1 term of dance. So everyone gets the same amount of time. I think they really enjoy swimming, really seem to love swimming on Thursdays. Yes, children, you love swimming? Some blank faces. Did you enjoy swimming? People that went swimming?
Yeah.
Yes, good. Okay, so loads and loads going on. We've gone straight in with it, made a really good start straight away. We're only on week 3, but lots have happened already, and I've got lots to look forward to. In the spring term and the summer term, so spring term we look at the rainforest and what lies beneath. That's our kind of overarching question, and they learn all about the history of the rainforest, the science and the geography aspects of the rainforest. It's a really lovely topic. There's lots of animals we find out about. It's really nice topic for children to get into. And in the summer term, it is all about incredible inventions and how you, as for children, might shape their future, and what they might invent, or what they might design as they get older, and how they might that kind of world might have an impact on them. So some exciting things coming up. I just put at the bottom, we've made, have they gone out yet, Mrs. Andrew?
I think they haven't gone out.
They're going
yet,
out.
so they're
Okay.
going out,
So
yeah.
each term there's going to be a video of Miss Whelan, Mrs. Music and myself just giving like an overview of what we're going to be covering in that term. And that video gets sent out, I assume by email, I don't know how
It's
it's
going
done.
to be by the
Email.
end of this week, isn't it?
Yeah, so that will get sent out for children and for the adults to watch and just kind of see what's happening this term. There's also on the school website, they're going to, not just yet, it's not up yet, but they'll update the topic webs, so you can have a look on there and see what we're doing in each subject as well, if you want to have a look on there as well. I think that was, okay, that's most of the curriculum stuff.
We've also printed out copies of the optional homework grids for you to take home today if you want to. They've gone on, I think, yesterday or today. There's a copy there if you want to take a hard copy at home, which I think might help with some of the things. Some really nice ideas and things to do on there. But anything else that links with that is also very welcome to be shared in school. So essentials for in school. So school book bags should be bought in every day. It helps if they have a book bag because they're stored within the classroom. It's easy access things. They haven't got to access cloakrooms. For some classes, their cloakrooms are away from the classroom. It's easy to have stuff in a book bag, but they can access the things they need during the day. If they've got a book in there they're reading, it's easy to get to. A clearly labelled water bottle to keep in class, and we have areas in our class where we keep the water bottles. Again, if it's in a cloakroom, it makes it a bit more complicated to get to, so it's much better if they have them in. And if they're labelled, because they go through phases where they all like the same things, all got the same bottles, and we have multiple of each bottle, and we're like, who's is who. So everything labelled is brilliant. Again, PE kit. We talked about PE kit. Please label parts of the PE kit. We try as hard as we can to get all their stuff together, but you often find at the end of a lesson you have multiple shirts, and if they're not named, it's really hard. The children seem to know by smell. Strangely enough.
Whose sock is this?
They say, what does it smell like? Right?
It's on the washing powder.
I hope so. So swimming kit on Thursdays, or when it's the term for you to do swimming, which this term's Chile and Argentina. It says on here next term will be Argentina and Brazil, and then summer term will be Chile and Brazil. So that's how they should work with swimming. House support at home. So, with times tables, we do have a multiplication check in year 4 now, which is a statutory thing across the whole of the country. We don't use it as something that informs what we do, it's something we have to do, but we might like to prepare the children for this. So we do lots of work on timetables rock stars. We do lots of work on quick, short, sharp answering questions to get them prepared for this test. We do daily practice in class, but there's always room for more practice. We have a competition between us and year 3. Every Tuesday we have a link between the other classes, we have a Zoom meeting. And so far, year 4 have won the first 2 weeks, but I think year 3 it's quite new for them. We've got to keep it up. But they really, last year it really motivated them, and it became quite a battle between the year groups to see who would win. But that's really important that, for their sake, that when that multiplication check comes around, they're confident with themselves. Not that we want them to get a better result, we do want them to do well, but we want them to be confident that they can handle it and it's not phasing them in any way. And reading regularly is so important. It feeds into so many other areas of the curriculum. Their writing is so much richer from having that wonderful reading they can do. Read with them, read to them, get them to read to you, everything. Anything around reading is so important just to keep it ticking over. What's this about spelling?
That's the next one.
The next one.
There you go.
Spelling. So, we'll be bringing home a spelling practice book. It'll be different. It won't be the read, write, ink books. It will be more like the little orange books they used to have, and there'll be very specific spellings for that child. We'll be bringing them home on a Friday to practice at home. In terms of how that's then assessed in school, the children may work together to assess each other. On Fridays, we might do informal times. We're looking for it, not so much in a test, but for it to come up in their writing. So when they're writing independently, we want to see those spellings being spelt correctly, so they're actually applying it when they're working. Because sometimes they're very good at getting it in a test, but it's applying it when they're actually working. So that's what we'll be looking for in school.
I was going to say, I said to the children yesterday that your spellings might be different to your partners because you need to learn different things. Like they're all learning at different rates, different times. It's depending on what they need. It's their personal target. So don't expect your child to have the same spellings as another child. If that makes sense. If they're different, it's based on what they need to learn.
And it might often be that in their writing something's come up. There's a common theme, and that's what their spelling's been based around. And again, the optional homework here. The idea is a couple of things each half term, which are the big things. It's lovely if they can bring them in and share. They enjoy standing in front of the class and sharing these things at home that they've done or made or investigated or researched. That's really nice if they can do that. It's a good point for them with their oracy skills to be able to stand up and have the confidence to put that across to others in the class. I think that's there.
that is our email address. So that goes to Miss Whelan, Miss Music, and myself. We all share that email. So if you had anything after today or whenever you just wanted to pop us an email, normally that's the best way of being able to talk to us, just because we can answer it when we've got a bit of time to properly answer you. So feel free to write it down, take a photo, whatever. It's really easy because it's just year 4 and then the Billingshurst email at the end. Did anyone have any questions at this point?